You know that feeling, right? The second something special happens, what do we all do? The phones come out. But have you ever stopped to wonder what gets lost when we try to capture everything? And maybe more importantly, what's gained by the person who decides to just watch?
Okay, so picture this. You're at a concert. Your favorite band starts playing your favorite song. Or maybe you're watching the most incredible sunset you've ever laid eyes on. What happens next? Almost instantly, a whole sea of glowing rectangles just shoots up. Everyone's scrambling to get the perfect shot.
And then there's you. Your phone is tucked away, safe in your pocket. You're not trying to frame a shot, you're not fiddling with settings. You're just there, taking it all in with your own two eyes. And let's be honest, in that moment, you probably feel like the odd one out.
Yeah, that choice to just watch, it often comes with a little bit of social judgment, doesn't it? And it's all because of this really deep-seated idea we have about how we're supposed to remember the important things in our lives.
I mean, how many times have you heard this? Maybe you've even said it yourself. You'll regret not having a picture of that. It's this core myth we all believe, that without some kind of digital proof, the moment just vanishes. That a memory you don't record is a memory you're going to forget.
But here's where it gets really, really interesting. What if I told you all that common wisdom is completely backward? What if the person who is not recording the moment is actually the one who's going to remember it the best, more vividly, more accurately than anyone else there?
So we have to completely reframe how we think about this. Society might label that person without a camera as, unsentimental or detached. But the psychological reality, it's the exact opposite. It's a state of what's called deep presence. You're actually the most engaged person in the room.
Okay, so how on earth does that work? Let's get into the fascinating science of how your brain actually builds memories and why pulling out a camera can seriously get in the way.
It all kicks off with something called intrinsic memory processing. Now, that's a bit of a mouthful, but just think of it as your brain's natural default memory saving mode. It works best not when you're busy creating some external record, but when you are just fully immersed in what's happening.
Let me put it this way. The moment you raise your phone to take a picture, you're basically sending a signal to your brain. You're tapping it on the shoulder and saying, hey, you can clock out. Don't worry about storing this one. The device has got it covered.
This whole thing has a name. It's called memory offloading. And it's a really simple but powerful chain reaction. You see something amazing, you raise your phone. And right then, you've just outsourced the job of remembering. And here's the critical result. Your brain disengages from that deep encoding process it needs to really lock in the memory for good.
So that brings us right back to you, the person at the concert with their phone put away. What is your brain doing in that moment that's so different and, frankly, so much more powerful?
This is where something called deeper encoding comes into play. Because you refuse to offload that memory, you're forcing your brain to do the job it evolved for. It starts to really pay attention to all the little details, the emotions, the sounds, even the smells. It's actively embedding that experience, making it a permanent part of you, not just another file on your camera roll.
And this, right here, is the true power of the unrecorded moment. See, it's not a lost moment at all. It's actually a more deeply found one. It's all about choosing to be present over trying to preserve.
So let's just connect all the dots real quick. When you leave your phone in your pocket, you're not just being in the moment. You're kicking your brain's powerful intrinsic memory processing into high gear. You're triggering that deeper encoding we talked about. And you're making sure the memory belongs to you, not your device. You're choosing the richness of the experience over the flat evidence of it.
So the most important thing to take away from all this is simple. Deciding not to take a photo isn't an act of forgetting. It's the complete opposite. It's a choice, whether you know it or not, to commit that moment to your own mind in the richest, most detailed way possible. So I'll leave you with a question. The next time you find yourself in one of those truly special, once-in-a-lifetime moments, what are you going to choose? Will you capture the moment, or will you let the moment capture you?